The irony is that deep down, Midge agreed with me. She'd suspected for a while that there was something weird about Gramarye, but she daren't admit it. She loved the place too much. Didn't want to spoil it. I decided to let her go, give her a chance to cool off. Also decided that we were getting too claustrophobic down here. For 3 weeks we'd seen no one, apart from Sixsmith and the synergists, and they were part of the problem. So, I called my old mate Bob and Midge's agent Val. I asked them down for supper that Saturday night. Then I got down my guitar and waited for Midge. And waited. And waited.
Hi.
Hi. You've been gone a long time.
Have I?
Who did you see, Hub and Jilly?
No. Mycroft.
Wow! The main man, Guru numero uno.
Mike, please.
What'd you talk about?
Death?
Oh, right, yeah, the usual cheery small talk.
Mycroft believes it's possible to see to the other side.
Of what?
Of death, Mike. The other side of death.
Is there anybody there? Knock twice for yes, once for no.
According to Mycroft, when the human will is tuned to the divine spirit, our perceptions become heightened, and we can be united with the undying essence of those who lived.
It's Uncle George.
Oh, I might have known you wouldn't get it. Stuck in your jokey little world. Well, I'm trying to step beyond.
Oh, Midge. Midge, I'm sorry. Look, you're far more open than me. You're prepared to consider things that I just find hard to swallow. Let's talk. You tell me some more, I'll throw in my ideas. It's always worked before. What do you say?
Mycroft says he can help me reach my parents.
Oh, babe, no.
I don't want to talk about it. Not with you, anyway.
I sat in the shadowy kitchen and thought about Midge's parents. They died when Midge was in her teens, before I met her. Midge's mother had been ill for years, with MS. Midge and her dad nursed her, all three of them clinging on to that terrible roller coaster ride of relapse and remission. Then, as if the shitty hand fate had dealt them wasn't shitty enough, Midge's father was killed by a drunk driver. In the week it took him to die, Midge never left his side. On the day of the funeral, Midge's mother OD'd on her medication. Midge found the body. Her mum left a note saying she'd done it for Midge, so as not to be a burden. That's what Mycroft was playing with. And I hated him for it. To try and cool off, I stepped out into the garden. I suddenly remembered the dark figure I'd seen, or thought I'd seen, watching from the woods. But there was nothing under the trees. Thank God. Because tonight, the figure was halfway to the cottage. I saw a pale smear that looked like a face, and the slim white shape of a hand that beckoned. Who the hell are you?
Mike? Mike, what's going on?
What do you want? What do you want?
Mike. Hey, there's nothing there. There's nothing there.
All this P&Q, doesn't it get up your nose after a while?
No, Bob, it doesn't.
But don't you miss life?
Look around you. Grammar is teeming with life.
No, I don't mean squirrels and insects, nature. I mean something to do.
Another beer?
Oh, yeah, thanks.
No, I like it here, Bob. I like the serenity of the place.
Hey, you can be serene when you're dead, man. I mean, look at all this greenery. What's it for, Mike? I mean, you can't smoke it, can you?
Yeah, that's something I've been meaning to talk to you about, Bob. I don't know if you brought anything, but...
you know me. What do you want?
I don't want anything, Bob. And neither do you. Not while you're here, OK?
What?
You know Midge's views. No drugs.
Well, not even Wacky Becky? I mean, that's almost a health food.
Bob, read my lips. No drugs.
OK, OK, I'll get the boring picture. Here, that Val character, Midge's agent, is she for real?
Well, I don't know what you mean.
Oh, come on, Mike. The tweeds, the brogues, the
For
moustache.
God's sake, Bob, she'll hear you. Val hasn't got a moustache.
She looks like my old headmaster.
I invited Val down this weekend because Midge wanted to see her. I also thought it might broaden your mind, meet a woman who's not a bimbo for a change.
Hey, I like bimbos, and they like me.
Talking about your taste in ladies, are you?
Oh, no, it's a new girl band I'm promoting, the Bimbos. Now, that's postmodern irony, Val.
How so?
Well, they're all dykey butch lesbians. Hey, Midge, are we going to eat tonight, or does Band-Aid have to do another concert? I'll tell you, there's a great sociological study to be written about them.
Rock band groupies.
Oh, come on, Bob.
Well, Mike doesn't know. He was never into them.
I should hope not.
For one thing, groupies' motives are not what you might think. Excuse me, I've got to go powder my nose.
I was daft not to see it earlier. Bob popping to the loo every 15 minutes, reappearing with glazed eyes and a persistent sniff. When I did twig what he was doing, I kept mum. Also daft. But I didn't want to upset Midge. Later, I lay awake in the dark. Val was next door in the spare bedroom. Bob was sleeping on a sofa bed in the round room.
Oh, my God, Mike. What is it?
I don't know.
It's from the round room.
Must be Bob.
The walls are closing in.
Bob, take it easy. It's okay, it's me, it's Mike.
It's so cold in here.
The shadows are alive, moving like animals. This room's different, can't you see?
Bob, everything's okay. You had a bad dream, that's all. Come on. Nothing can hurt you now.
What happened, Bob? What did you see?
Thirsty. I went down to the kitchen. I smelt something. Oh. I heard a voice. I saw... What's that?
Oh, my God.
Mike, what is it?
Don't let it get me. Don't let it get me.
All clear in the kitchen.
Val!
You nearly scared us to death.
Good Lord, why? I heard all the commotion and I went down to investigate. Bob, there's nothing down there.
Help me get him onto the bed.
He was screaming, pointing to the stairs. I thought it might be burglars, so I rushed down immediately.
God, Val, that took balls.
No, Mike, actually, it didn't.
So it was just a bad nightmare then?
No, it was more than that. Bob, we need to know. What were you taking tonight? Come on now, don't be coy.
Chinese.
No!
What's that, Mike?
It's cheap heroin. He was nipping off to the bathroom to snort it. Bob, I warned you to lay off the pharmaceuticals.
Hey, Mike, tell him off later. Bob, you're okay now. You're with friends.
There was something down in the kitchen.
No, Bob. There was no one there.
Not someone. Something. Waiting in the dark. Oh, God, the stink. Oh, I can smell it now. Well, can't you? There's something terrible in this place. Something evil.
No, Grammar is a good place.
You're wrong, Midge. I can't stay here.
Bob, calm down. You've had a bad trip.
You certainly can't drive.
Leave in the morning.
No. I've got to get out. Now.
By the time we filled him up with strong black coffee, Bob was a little more composed, though still hardly in a fit state to drive. We begged him to stay, but he wouldn't hear of it. I tried to speak to Midge then, but she turned away and I felt guilty, as if Bob's misbehaviour had been my fault. We had to talk about the cottage and what Bob might have seen, but... Well, I knew Midge had a blind spot about Grammary, so I had to tread carefully. I waited until the following afternoon. Val had gone back to London. Midge and I were alone.
I don't blame Bob for what happened, but I don't want him here again, okay?
Okay. Midge, we need to talk about last night. Bob saw something. It wasn't just a smack, it was grammar.
No, don't be ridiculous.
Bob's right, there's a dark side to this place.
He was raving, Mike. He was stoned out of his head.
Who is it?
Upton Cellar.
Oh, bugger.
Hub, come in.
I hope I'm not interrupting anything.
Yeah, as a matter of fact,
Not at all. It's lovely to see you.
How's the arm, Mike?
Fine, much better.
Great. Look, I don't want to intrude here, but I've got someone outside who'd like to meet you guys again.
Mycroft?
That's right. He's in the garden with Jilly.
Well, bring him in.
Thing is, he's kind of old-fashioned. Likes to be invited, you know. Personally. Maybe you could go out
Of
and...
course. It'll be a pleasure to talk to a civilized man, for a change.
How's life at Grammary, Mike?
Wonderful, Hub. Couldn't be better.
Great, great. Mycroft says it's a special place. He's right, too.
Oh, if you say so.
Mike, good to see you again.
Hello, Mike.
Hi, Jilly.
So, tell me, how's the arm?
After Mycroft inspected my arm, Midge took him on a tour of the property. Hub tagged along, leaving me and Jilly alone.
This is the most serene place I've ever visited.
Not lately, it isn't. Domestic problems, never mind.
Oh, so we've come at a bad time?
Oh, no, maybe the company will do Midge some good. Jilly, I'm curious, how do you make your money?
I have no money. We give it all up when we enter the temple.
Not you personally, the organisation. Upkeep of the temple must cost a bomb.
Mycroft is a wealthy man. Before he became our leader, he owned a large toy company in the United States.
Toys?
Yes. He sold everything and put it all into the temple.
You gave up all your money when you became a synergist?
It was nothing.
What else did you give up, Jilly? Friends? Family?
My family disowned me when I entered the temple. I have all the friends I need. So I gained, Mike, immeasurably.
Yeah?
Do you want to join us? Is that why you ask these questions? You'd find happiness, Mike. You'd become aware of so many wonderful things.
Such as?
I'm just a fosterling. Only the select have the authority to instruct.
Like Hub?
Yes. I can help you, though, Mike. Every fosterling is allowed a spiritual companion. We could talk about other things.
Thanks. You're a sweet kid, Jilly, but I already have a spiritual companion. Tell me something else. Mycroft's American, right? So why did he come here? Why England? Why this particular spot?
Because this is the source of a... Hop!
Mike, Midge says would you take the wine up to the round room? We'll be up shortly.
Carry on, Jeeves.
The limits on the human mind are self-imposed. Civilization dulls our faculties. It is not by accident that children have greater psychic powers than adults. Feeling sleepy, Mike?
Well, it's just I've heard it all before. It's nothing new.
Shh, Mike.
Well, empirical knowledge tells me I can't fly. I can believe otherwise, but it won't make me sprout wings.
You've been taught to think merely of your physical body. Think of your spirit.
Yeah.
If this energy's inside all of us, Mycroft, why can't we use it?
We can. But first we must learn to shut out all knowledge that isn't relevant to our true selves.
How?
It takes time and humility.
To become a fosterling, you must surrender your thoughts, your will. You must let the founder take responsibility for all you do.
As I have.
You don't ask much, do you?
I ask everything, but the rewards are worth it.
Yeah? Like what?
The harnessing of thaumaturgic power.
Terrific.
When we spoke at the temple, you told me that the individual spirit never dies.
It's a truth acknowledged by all the great religions.
And you said we could reach those spirits.
With guidance, yes. But why so cautious, Midge? Voice your hopes.
What hopes?
You told me of your parents, and I told you that their immortal souls can be touched once more. Their voices can be heard.
Midge, no.
Mike, it's what I want, more than anything.
I understand your concern, Mike. But surely if Midge can expiate her guilt...
What guilt?
Didn't she tell you?
Tell me what?
Midge, I had no idea you hadn't confided in Mike. I understand, of course. He's not very receptive, is he?
What the hell are you talking about?
When Midge's father died...
Hey, I'd like to hear it from her. Do you mind?
When I went to my father's funeral and left my mother alone in the house, I knew she was going to commit suicide.
No, you couldn't have known.
She talked about nothing else since his accident. And she meant it. I knew that. But I still left her
Oh,
alone.
Midge.
I think unconsciously I wanted her to do it. I wanted my freedom.
Why tell them, Midge? Why couldn't you tell me?
I didn't realise, Mike. It was only when I talked with Mycroft that I understood how heavily the guilt has been weighing on me recently.
Yeah, I bet.
Midge needs my guidance, Mike. Surely even you can see that...
Oh, sounds like a storm's blowing up.
We've got to go, Mycroft.
You don't like storms, do you, Hub?
Please, Mycroft.
Seems like none of you do.
We can help you, Midge, if you'll only believe.
Mycroft, for God's sakes, let's go now.
I was seething with anger as I led Mycroft and his two acolytes downstairs and into the kitchen. The cottage seemed to be caught in some kind of a freak gale. I braced myself as I opened the door.
Don't stand in Midge's way, Mike.
Just go. Get out of here.
I'd expected wild, roaring winds. But the night was calm and clear. I was so amazed that I failed to notice the most amazing thing of all. That Mycroft and his friends weren't in the least surprised.
See you, Mike.
Mike, don't forget my offer.
Lying in bed that night, I did a lot of thinking about Mycroft, about Midge, and about Gramarye. I resolved that in the morning I'd go and see Ogborn, Flora Caldion's solicitor, and sort out a few things. Sometime in the small hours I slept. When I woke up, the sky was the colour of faded jeans and the sun was streaming in. Midge was already up. I found her sitting on the back step.
Hi.
Hi.
Mind if I join you?
Go ahead. Notice anything unusual?
No, nothing.
That's right.
Sorry?
No birds, no animals, nothing.
Maybe they found better fare somewhere else.
Maybe.
How are you feeling today?
Confused?
Me too. But not so confused I can't see Mycroft and his creepy little sect for what they are.
Drop it, Mike.
I can't do that. I love you too much. I hate to see you being taken in.
I love you too. Nothing can change that. But if Mycroft can help me sort this out...
Midge, there's nothing to sort. Remember our first evening here? You said you wished your parents could see how happy you were.
So?
So, Mycroft's taken that perfectly natural regret and twisted it into guilt.
Mycroft can help me. He's the only one who can.
No!
He understands. I'm going for a walk.
Midge!
No, Mike. I just want to be by myself.
And are you and your good lady enjoying life at Gramarye, Mr. Stringer?
No, Mr. Ogborn. Lately we're not enjoying it at all.
Oh, dear. I'm terribly sorry to hear
Which
that.
is why I've got a few questions about Gramarye and about Flora Caldion's will.
Mr. Stringer, the will has been published, of course, but Mrs. Caldion's stipulations were separate and confidential.
Your responsibility is to the living, not the dead, Mr. Ogborn. I'm not going to leave your office until you tell me everything I want to know.
Oh, Mr. Stringer, this is highly irregular, but I'll do my best.
It was gone 6 when I got back to Gramarye. Midge wasn't home. I knew right away there was only one place she could be. I decided it would be quicker to leave the car and cut through the woods.
On! On!
Mike!
Midge is here.
Midge?
Don't play games with me, Jilly.
Mike, you can't just barge in.
Where is she, Jilly? Midge! Is she in here? Happy hour. Midge!
Mike, we're meditating here now. I think you better go.
Not without Midge.
Midge can't be disturbed. She's with Mycroft. He's helping her to contact her folks.
Oh, no, Midge. Where are you, Midge?
I told you, don't do that.
Stop!
Mike! Mike! What are you doing here?
I've come to take you home.
No.
You've arrived at an inopportune time, Mike. Midge and I have matters to discuss.
Midge, come home. Now.
Please leave.
They want the cottage.
What?
Ogborn told me. They tried to buy it, but Flora wouldn't sell it to them. That was her stipulation, that no one connected with the synergist should ever own Gramarye.
Mike, this is just sad.
That's why Mycroft and his cronies try to drive Flora out. Harassment, persecution, mental torture, those are Ogborn's words, not mine. He said that's what killed her.
Now we're murderers, are we? So why weren't we arrested?
Midge, you've seen how they work. They're subtle and cunning.
Why, Mike?
Yes. Tell us, why would we want your little cottage?
I haven't worked that out yet.
Mike.
Midge, come with me.
Mike, I've just spoken to my parents.
You saw them?
I heard them. They spoke to me. They've forgiven me.
Midge, there's nothing to forgive.
They're happy for me. But they told me there was a path I had to follow.
Oh, I bet they did.
Midge isn't going to come with you now, Mike. You must see that.
OK, so why don't I stay and watch? I mean, who knows? Maybe you'll even convince me you're not a 9-carat gold-plated phony.
All right. This way, please.
Oh, why the stick all of a sudden, Mycroft? Did you fall off your skateboard?
In here. Do you believe in magic?
My God. All this is a bit elaborate, just to keep your razor blade sharp. Hey, turn up the dimmer switch, someone.
The form of the pyramid draws in psychic energy. The apex is 30 feet above us. The same shape is repeated below, inverted, so the point enters the earth.
Yeah, well, I hope you got planning permission for this.
Midge, sit as you were before, please.
Of course.
You may do the same.
Well, can't you afford another chair? I'd rather not sit at your feet. It might give the wrong impression.
You never answered my question.
Which question was that?
Do you believe in magic?
Absolutely. Have you got a deck of cards?
Mike, for God's sake.
Can you comprehend that the esoteric energy governing and driving the universe has its exact counterpart within the human mind, and that it is possible to synergize those inscrutable forces, to control them using willpower, disciplined by meditation and inner knowledge, until we are able to transcend material limits, and ultimately time and space itself?
Sorry, could you repeat the question?
It seems I've overestimated your intelligence.
Gotcha.
Nevertheless, I'm sure you can appreciate that human knowledge currently confines itself to a very limited sphere. Science is concerned only with the material world. Religion recognizes supernatural powers, yes, but it reserves them for God alone. Whereas magic offers divinity to all. We can all be God.
Careful. You say stuff like that and you'll get struck down by a thunderbolt.
You mean like this?
Oh, for God's sake, the little bell, put it out!
Very well. Magic of a sort.
So that's why you carry that stick. What next? Sawing the lady in half? Levitation?
If that's what you want.
Oh, let me down! Let me down!
How are you doing that?
How indeed.
Mycroft, please!
So, there's the lady. Now for the song.
No, don't do it! Enough! Are you all right, Midge?
Yes, I think so.
Yeah, great tricks, Mycroft. As good as Penn and Teller and almost as funny.
Do you call this a trick? Look into the darkness, into infinite space. Feel the tides, the ebb and flow of the universe itself. The tides of time and space, shaping destinies, becoming rock and flesh and emotion. This is the source of everything. All we know and shall never know.
Midge, are you there?
Mike, I can't see.
Wait. Stay still. Your sight will return.
What happened?
Yeah. I'd like to know that too.
You had a glimpse of a glimmer of a dream of the infinite. Your minds couldn't cope with what you really experienced, so they made it more manageable, reduced it to mere sound and light.
Well, you've finally impressed me. Now, can we leave, please?
You showed your real power.
I revealed a minor channel to power. There are other, stronger conduits.
Find my parents again, please. Let them speak to me.
Midge, no.
Let Mike hear them this time.
He's manipulating our minds. None of this is real.
They want you to listen, Midge. They've got something to tell you.
I can hear them.
Well, I can't hear anything, Midge. Please, let's go.
My daughter.
Midge. Midge.
Mum? Dad? Can you show yourselves? Can you show Mike you're really here?
Can you see us now?
Mike! Look! They're standing by Mycroft.
Yeah, they would be.
Believe in him.
Trust in him.
Trust in him.
Mum? Dad? Oh, I love you!
It's a trick, Midge! It's just a trick! It's like the thunderbolt on a chainsaw! Those aren't your parents. Mycroft's making you see them.
He's lying, Midge.
Leave this place.
Margaret, my dear, this man is evil.
Midge, my
Escape
darling,
while you can.
leave this house.
Margaret.
Go now.
Mummy?
Go.
Daddy! Mummy! Daddy!
Midge, come on!
Yes! Mycroft,
Stand back and keep away from us.
what's going on?
Let them go.
You think they'll come after us?
Damn sure of it. I'm surprised they even let us go.
Oh, Mike, I'm sorry. I've been a little crazy for a while.
Don't mention it.
Back in the temple, was it all a fake?
At first, yes. But later... God knows what happened later. Your parents...
It was them, Mike. That last time. It's what made me see Mycroft for what he really is. Come on. If we can get to Grammary, we'll be safe.
It's not you that found Grammary, Midge. Grammary found you. It called you. Don't ask me how or why. Damn bulb must have gone.
Try the switch by the cooker.
What the hell?
Oh, it's freezing in here.
Oh, my God.
Mike! What's happened? It's like the place has been hit by an earthquake.
The cottage is dying.
Dying? You're talking about bricks and mortar.
Yeah, I know it sounds crazy, Midge, but Grammary is dying. Or something within it is. It's energy, it's spirit. It must have started when Flora died. Remember the state of the place when we first came here?
Yes.
Then we moved in. And Your presence held the decay in check, even reversed it.
Oh, no, look. The crack's back over the hearth.
Midge, watch out! You okay?
Yes. But I don't feel so safe here anymore.
You find the car keys. I'll get a few things in the bedroom.
Ugh, it stinks in here. Mike!
What?
Look at the walls. What is it?
Oh, it's some kind of mould. It's growing everywhere. Oh, look, forget packing. Let's go.
Mike! Midge! Come out of there!
Oh, no.
They must have been right behind us.
I'm going to call the police. Oh. Phone's out.
Well, maybe we can run for it. Hide in the forest.
Come out of there!
You'll be safe with us.
They want us to die, Mike.
Hey, that's a bit drastic.
They made Flora die.
Did we?
Huh?
Yes, perhaps we did.
Hi, guys.
Let us go, Mycroft. You want the cottage, you can have it. Just make us an offer.
No, we can't, Mike.
You could have helped me, Midge, but you chose not to. You'll be sorry for that.
I know why he wants Gramarye. He let it slip at the temple. It's some kind of channel. A doorway to the power he uses.
I'm glad you were paying attention.
Whoever owns Gramarye is the custodian of that power, like Flora.
That old bitch. But you're right. The magic here is so strong, you can taste it. In this precise spot, there's, well, let's say, a tear in the fabric of the universe, from which power is seeping out. Flora Caldian wanted to keep that power for herself. She wanted to stop me from using it, but she was old and feeble.
Yeah, well, I'm not old or feeble. I can stop you.
I don't think so.
What's up? Forget to recharge your wand?
Get them off of me!
Enough! Do you feel that surge, Hub?
Yeah.
It can barely be contained. Be receptive, Hub. Fill yourself with the vitality.
I can do it, Mike. That's why I came here.
Yes.
That's why I was chosen as Flora's successor.
Go on, Midge. Go on!
Flora, help me now. You fought this evil man, but you were alone, and he was too strong for you. But together we can beat him. I feel your power flowing into me. Coursing
Mycroft,
through my
I don't
body.
like this.
Listen,
I feel
Midge,
it
let's
surging
talk.
along my arms.
Zap him, Midge.
No,
To my
wait.
fingertips. And no!
Oh, no.
You have no power! Only I wield power here!
Hey, Midge. You okay?
Just about.
You've got to call her.
Hub, grab her.
Now you keep still, lady, or I'll break your neck.
Hub can, too, very easily. Now you, let's go downstairs and get rid of your visitor.
Or else.
Stop!
What?
Don't open it!
Oh, don't be ridiculous. Hang on. I'm coming.
No, don't!
For goodness sake, Mike. I thought you'd never open up.
Val.
What the devil's going on? I tried to phone, but your line seemed to be down. I talked to Midge this morning. Did she mention it?
No.
She sounded very odd. She said she was going to see her parents. Is it some kind of breakdown?
Get rid of her.
I beg your pardon?
Make her leave. Now!
Who is this ignorant little man? And I saw people outside, hiding in the trees. Oh, my.
Mike, I've been trying to come back, but it's so hard, so hard. I've come to tell you, Mike.
I felt no fear. In fact, I felt blessed. She was small and frail, with the oldest, sweetest face you ever saw, and pale blue eyes piercing into mine. Her breath touched my cheek, as Flora Caldian stretched up and placed her hands on my shoulders.
It's you. You're the one. It's you. It's you.
She shuddered suddenly. Her eyes clouded. Her flesh sagged, loosened, fell from her bones. Skeleton fingers slid down my chest, snagged on my shirt, then dropped away. Flora collapsed slowly, her body crumbling to dust even before it reached the floor. I held up my hands. Mysterious energy pulsed through them, and I knew.
Oh no.
Mike, please.
Val, I'll explain later, or try to.
Could I have a large gin and tonic?
Mike, what's happened to you?
We were wrong, Midge. It's not you. It's me.
No.
I'm Flora's heir. Mike Stringer, full-time skeptic. Up, let her go.
Get lost.
Oh, please!
Try anything and I'll break her neck.
Mike, stop him! Stop him! Mike! Mike! I felt different for a moment. I must have blacked out. What is he so scared of?
You tiger, you!
Animals, is that the best you can do?
Well, give me a chance. I'm new to this game, but I tell you ain't seen nothing yet.
We'll see about that!
Mike, watch out!
Hey, tennis!
Boss, this place is going down the tubes and I'm not going with it.
No one runs out on me!
I crow! You killed him!
So I did. Now, Mike, let me show you something you've only glimpsed before in your very worst nightmares. Let me show you hell.
No. Falling into the pit. Oh, the horror! The horror!
Mike! What have you done to him?
Send him to a better place than this.
Oh, come back! Please! Oh, Mike! Mike, don't leave me now! I love you! I love you!
Midge. Oh, Midge, thank God.
I was so scared. It wasn't you anymore. It was just an empty shell. Where were you?
You don't want to know. Oh, Midge, thank you.
What for?
For bringing me to Grammary. You're the link between me and Flora and all the others before her, stretching back through time. Midge, hold my hand.
How sweet. Tell me, what are you going to do now?
What are we going to do?
We're going to do magic!
Couldn't find the tonic.
Oh, come on!
Doesn't matter. Perfect. Just as it is.
Let's go, please!
Okay. Don't shove.
Not as classy as my playing in the round room at Grammary, but not bad, eh? And I've got no magic to help me now, which I'm glad about, really. Whatever power I got from Grammary left me when the cottage blew up, or, rather, imploded. That's what happened. It went back in on itself, taking Mycroft with it, and closing the channel, shutting off forever the source of that weird, terrible, wonderful power. That magic. The accident investigators concluded that there'd been a pocket of natural gas beneath the cottage and it finally blew its top. Luckily, we were insured, which is how we bought this place in Battersea. And we're doing very well here, thank you. Under Big Val's watchful and motherly eye. We're both getting lots of work. I've written a rock musical, and Midge has had some great new commissions. I'd say we're content.
Mike, there's one here. It's just perfect. You'll love it.
Well, almost content.
Desirable property. 18th century stone-built cottage. Spectacular views overlooking unspoilt valley.
In The Magic Cottage by James Herbert, dramatised by Gregory Evans, with music by Neil Brand, Mike was played by Kim Wall, and Midge by Catherine Schlesinger. Kerry Shale was Mycroft. John Sharian Hub, Jenny Lee Val, Gerard McDermott Bob, Sarah Rice Gilly, Christopher Wright the Reverend Sixsmith, Alistair Danson Bickleshift, and John Rowe Ogborn. Other parts were played by members of the cast. The guitarist was Mitch Dalton. Technical presentation was by Rosamond Mason, Colin Guthrie, and Rebecca Kirby. The Magic Cottage was directed by David Blount.